Okay, hello everyone. Today we're going to be looking at Kosovo, which has just gone added to Google Street View here. It's very cool. Now, in my next video, on Saturday, I did say that Kosovo does have Street View. Do not take that for a word anymore. Kosovo just got added Street View today, and we're gonna go ahead and explore some of it. From what I can tell, it's mostly flat, and we are gonna play a little bit of Kosovo later. But I just want to look at Pristina for a moment here, of course, and see here. So we do have a blue strip. It seems that we are just using small cams. Yeah, we can see the blue strip there. Um, it seems like that they have maybe this little black thing on the pole here. Of course, we're just looking at Pristina, so a lot of these could be. So it also looks like, hold on. Um, we looks like we have a yellow sticker on the back of that sign. Zona 2. So they should have some Cyrillic. It should be Cyrillic languages for the most part. But it doesn't look like it. But this is also again Pristina, so it looks like that not every pole had that black thing. But it looks like a lot of them do have like a little thing at the bottom. I don't know. Um so it looks like that this sign seems to be pretty common here, Zona 2. We have 5 stripes. It looks like their bodies are not conjoined, and it is indeed a floating head. It also looks like that these looks so PR dot or UL might be how they say road in Kosovo here. And this is also just one take, so I don't really want to re-record this after already looking at it. So we've got probably a big old hotel there. It doesn't look like the license. This license plate seems a little weird, at least to me. I'm not sure. The language seems very weird. So it looks like this was taken in actually 2025. So this is about a year old coverage of some of this. So we're gonna kind of head over here next, and kind of just see. So it does actually look like it has some mountains, but it looks like things, some rock walls too. Um, so it looks like that being in a little bit less of a rich part, there's not nearly as much paved roads, which I can of course see. So it looks like these house numbers look pretty unique to me. I mostly want to get to like some language. That's mostly what I want to get to. Kosovo being in this means that there's only really one European country left to get Google Street View, and that is Belarus, which is very, very cool. So yeah, PR. Also looks like that they sometimes have double license plates. Um, but will you? The thing about that is that Albania is not too far away and they do the double license plate. And this does give a pretty similar vibe to Albania. The thing is, Albania doesn't have this Google car, at least for now. I don't think they're getting coverage redone as of right now, but as I was saying, it looks like that this is how they do the road signs is PR/UL, which I'll definitely take into consideration when I'm playing. Um, so let's see here. Yeah, so nothing's actually written in Cyrillic, which seems weird because you can see that there. It looks like, if we go to like to Serbia or Russia, for example, you can tell that they usually speak with Cyrillic under. I don't know what language Kosovo speaks, so maybe you could be using a mix of Cyrillic. It says Andorra there, very close to, but it does seem like we have some mountains here, kind of more in the south. Okay. So maybe we should go to like Mitrovica, which is a pretty big looking city. So it looks like they have a full black license plate. Weird. Um, so okay, it's a pretty mountainous place is up here, which I always forget which part of Serbia is actually flat and which isn't. So this is newer coverage. This was done in April 2026. Okay. This is cool looking though. This is very very cool looking. Black back of the sign, or was that more kind of a grayish? So VIP taxi. And these hills look pretty green to me. So It uses small cam. It looks like a lot of the bigger cities have modern looking houses a little bit. Um, that's really all I'm seeing so far. That's no mentioning, of course. Um, there's nothing really unique about the polls that I've at least noticed so far, but I think getting Kosovo will be a pretty cool. Here, ooh, these traffic cones look a little weird, of course. So hold on. We have what seems to be um yellow in the middle and then mixed with orange. So it's a lot of the license plates seem to be mixed with different colors. Like that one just pure blue, but then this one has like black and stuff on it. I don't know if it's because it's like a difference between a commercial vehicle, which would make sense for a bigger city. Let's go to like a major road though. I think a good major road would be like maybe this one. We'll go for it. Yeah, so okay. Clearly we have snow-capped mountains here. I thought it was gonna be pretty flat. So looks like that we do have just what seems to be fairly typical pole to me at least. This black car, we're gonna recheck the plate. So yeah, it looks like most of the time we're just gonna end up seeing that. Now, seeing maybe a road sign would be pretty helpful. But this pole, the pole looks pretty familiar. It's just a normal circular pole with 6 insulators. Let's see here. It, I don't know. It kind of sounds like a version of Cyrillic though, so maybe that's why. It just is. It's not using the Cyrillic alphabet, but or not alphabet, script. But oh, so it looks like this road doesn't actually doesn't have a ton of coverage. Is that so? No, it does. I don't know. Okay, weird. Um, of course, probably a lot of the coverage is still not quite in yet. So, Deco Swiss. It still looks like a lot of these houses are fairly modern to some degree. Okay, so yeah, there's the Kosovo flag. It's pretty cool looking. It's a fairly unique landscape. I feel like if we actually went on to the mountains, we have the same road signs. So yeah, I'm pretty confident to say that those road signs are used in this part. But let's try to get onto some mountains here. Maybe we can find a road with us actually being on mountains here. And this also answers my question on which part of Serbia is flat, which I guess would make sense with Hungary too. So let's see here. Let's go to satellite image first. No, never mind. Let's not do that. Okay. I think there does seem like to be some mountains over here. Hmm. It definitely gives me some Albanian, North Macedonian kind of vibe. It kind of feels like that area. I wonder, like, hold on. So let's actually head, like, yeah, we literally border Albania. So maybe if we head on, like, a road here, we get a very in Albania feel. Yeah, we definitely do. This feels like Albania, like with the mountains and stuff. The only kind of difference is it doesn't feel nearly as dead as what you get in Albania. Oh, those mountains look very typical of this region, of like Albania, North Macedonia, Montenegro, all that. And it looks like from what I can tell, most of the road lanes are just a single center road line being white, which would be pretty cool. Let's go into a bigger city just to kind of confirm it's not an alleyway ideally. Let's try to get out of here. And can we also not have a cobblestone road? Maybe going to a bigger city was a pretty bad idea to be fair. Let's head to here maybe. Nope. Okay, we'll head here. Okay, no. So sometimes it's dashed. Is that a yellow line? Whoa. It is. So a lot of the time, I Is this a post-Soviet? I don't think so. Is it? It definitely could be. I won't put my guards past it. I know it used to belong to Serbia, so we actually have a Albania flag there. Okay. I have another one there, so maybe this is just like where our Albanian residents go, but we definitely have a yellow line in the middle. So, and usually in Russia, that means it's doing road work. Um, which is, of course, seems to be, it could definitely be the case here. This road looks pretty crappy. And then we have what seems to be dashed outer line. Okay. I think I've done all that I want to do. We're going to go and play the map now. So here it is. We have AI Gen Kosovo, which should be pretty fun. Has 90,000 locations right now. We're gonna be playing no move, of course. So let's get into it and see how well we do here. Okay. Whoa. So of course, this just we can now take a proper look at it here, and yeah. So the upper region is the flat part of Serbia. The bottom half is the not so. I don't know what I was trying to say there. I guess. Hold on. So it's Kosovo only, and it's gonna be. I have no idea. Like we have kind of a pale road, which of course wants to bring me closer to like maybe this lake here. At the same time, we do sell that small cam. We still have quite a bit here. Like I'm kind of thinking maybe just a little further south though. It was actually max north. Okay, that's fair. Ooh, bollard. So it's actually the same bollard that you'll see in Lithuania. Really, it also looks like that they use a very similar type of guardrail that Italy uses every now and then. And I wonder if we can see maybe the guardrails ending, which we can't. So that's okay. And I'm also not a Geoguessr pro by any means, but oh, we actually have these like little whatever these are called, but I know that you see them in another European country. I don't know if it's nearby to this region because I feel like I remember it being up here. It feels really cold, just this part though. Like I'm almost thinking we're looking in like it's a flat region of Kosovo with like just a few mountains south. Where do we see a few mountains south? Like, are we just in a valley? We kind of are just in a valley here. I don't know. I'm kind of getting. I think we're over here. Oh, not bad actually. We did get pretty. We got pretty close there. We were 16 miles away. So you can tell Kosovo, not that big of a location. If you can recognize it and your opponent doesn't, you will get extra points for it, which seems pretty nice. Like, I think if you went up here and it's like max south, I think you're only going to be a couple hundred miles away. It's a small country. It looks like it's a little less, it's less bigger than Montenegro by the looks of things. I don't really know what countries I could kind of compare in size to. Maybe like Bhutan would be a pretty fair guess there. Um, moving on though. This, of course, I have no idea what means here. Like, I'm kind of, it gives me the Albanian vibe, makes me want to go more over here, which was right, surprisingly. So, it felt like Albania, and I went closer to Albania, which seems like it worked. It also seemed like it was very close to Prizren. Prizren? Prizren? So it seems like it's one of their bigger cities. So you have Mitrovica, Pristina, which seems to be the capital, Jakovoka, and Prizren. Okay. We have a stop sign, which doesn't follow the Albanian style, I don't think. We, of course, have the normal kind of... So we actually see, seems to be maybe even a fire. Holy crap. Okay. Weird. I never actually thought that this country would get... Whoa. Okay. I never thought that this country would get coverage just because it's like... It's very, I feel like... I don't know, there's like a lot of political tension here. Because of, Serbia. It kind of also feels like Albania a little bit, just not nearly as big mountains, maybe more up. Yeah. I was tempted to go Pristina actually, but like you can tell, like just going Kosovo will get you points. So that's at least good to know. And it looks like a lot of roads do just have this single white line. This also feels like Albania, like yeah, but okay, so don't lean into that feeling of it looks like Albania too much. This feels like we're on top of a mountain. It feels colder. I'd like to kind of say that maybe we're like kind of maybe up. I actually do want to go kind of closer to Pristina here. Yeah, that was a good idea. Okay. We saw a lot of these kind of cobblestone paths in wasn't I'm gonna go here. I think it was here. I switched last second. 48 miles away. So yeah, you're never gonna be too far away in Kosovo. We actually have an A-framed pole. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely gonna be a lot of pole metas to learn here. And it looks like that this is the way they do their numbering system. So that's a very unique way. Buildings look modern. Of course, I was just gonna think it's pristine. Back-to-back prison. Of course. It's very flat. Makes me like this area kind of over here doesn't seem super flat. This one kind of does though. Okay, you have some bumps here for mountains. Got even more there. I'm gonna go around there. It was over in the area I was like was thinking it wasn't gonna be. Okay. So there's cobblestone paths we saw in prison. Now is that like no? They switched now? Okay. We have an Albania flag. We have a snow-capped mountain. I think it's gonna be, of course, snow-capped mountain right here. Oh wait, no, that's just dry land. Hold on. Is it? Hold on, because let's go to mountains I know are snow-capped, like the Rockies. Yeah. Yeah, that's distinctly. Oh, so. Okay. So these are snow-capped. They're not just super snow-capped. It's of course going to be around there, I think. No. So it looks like you see a lot of Albania flags in Kosovo, though. What snow-capped mountain? Oh, we were looking at these mountains here. Oh, no, those are just roads. Oh, we actually could have been looking at around these mountains. Like 26 miles away, you'd probably see the mountains from 26 miles away. I literally feel like I am in, like, when I see this, I would instantly look up for rifts. Like, I think we're over here, though. Yeah. I was like, it didn't feel quite like Albania. It felt like more North Macedonian. Like, kind of same with this, but like, the mountains have a lot more bushes on them, which I feel like Albania doesn't get nearly as much. I don't know if that's true. Like, I think that's around the same region. Yeah, very, very close to it. I feel like getting a 5K on this would be fairly easy if you can learn the landscape and stuff. Like, I feel like this is an area where we saw. I'm pretty confident in saying it's probably a main highway at least. We're gonna do this. I nearly zoomed in on Montenegro, and we're just gonna go in for the first highway that has a little bit of making sense here. 26 miles away. It was actually. Oh, okay. I was like, how did I choose the wrong angle there? But I didn't. So does this look like of English for gun store? It looks like tactical store, tip-top guns. Of course, this just feels like prison now. Oh. Wow. I would have gotten that if I just zoomed in on this one road. So prison seems like a fairly big city, but it doesn't go a ton south, like a bunch south. So Okay, of course I'm just gonna think we're in like these mountains here. Like, yeah, we're just in the mountains here. So it looks like we have a fairly big mountain range from here to here. Not a full-on mountain range, of course, but you know, the poles are still standing straight. Okay, we'll probably finish off these 3 rounds and I'll probably end the video there. I don't really know where to go. This, like, it feels like around the same mountains. I think we're a little outside of prison. Nope, we're way more north. I didn't mean to click space so fast. I wanted to look at that a little bit. Okay. Oh, I should be checking road direction. So, do they drive on the left? Pograxi. Okay, we're gonna go check that. Like, I actually really want to check. I want to try to find a car with. Okay, we're gonna go view results and we're gonna go exit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go move so that we can check a steering wheel in Kosovo. And we're gonna check more than one. So, okay, I want to probably get into a little better area than this, but this should be fine. Seems like their steering wheel is actually on the left, so maybe they drove right, which wouldn't necessarily surprise me. I'm gonna get into a bigger city. I want to check more than one though. Yes, there's their steering wheel, which means that they are driving right side. Basically the way that works is that if it's on the left side, they're driving right and vice versa. So if it's on the right, they're driving left. Of course, want to do a little bit more checking, of course, because if this country does drive left, it's going to be amazing for us to see a country like this that drives left, because you would probably be able to differentiate it, but yeah, so it looks like the left, which means it's on the right, same with this one. Okay, so yeah, they're right hand drive country. And I keep seeing these numbers. Yeah, so this is how they do their house numbers. Noted. Okay. Well, I think we're just gonna be Pristina. A little outside of it. Fairly big town. Okev. Okay. Well, that's gonna end the video off here. I'm excited to, you know, try more Kosovo, maybe map it out a little bit. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.